Welcome to Stuck, Time to Improv. I'm Mary Scott with Business Drift, and I want startups to be wildly successful. When you're starting out, you are your brand. And today, our special guest is Steve Brossman from stevebrossman.com. We're going to be talking about how to sell yourself without being too salesy. Thanks for coming, Steve.
Hey, Mary, look, it is absolutely fantastic to be here, and I'm looking forward to squeezing whatever we can in to help your people.
Okay, sounds good. So, a lot of people don't like marketing themselves. So, what's the first thing you encourage them to do to overcome that nervousness?
When I do a lot of live seminars and I ask the people there, how many people here love with a passion selling themselves? And everybody sits on their hands. And how many people like helping people? And everybody puts two hands up and waves. And the best thing is, selling is professionally servicing other people's needs for a mutually beneficial gain. And to turn things around, people have to think, do I have a product or service that helps people? Do I passionately believe in it? Now, if somebody connects with you or me, they've done so because they have a need and they think that we may be able to help them. Now, if you've got something that helps them, it's like going to a doctor and say, hey, listen, I can help you, but I'm not going to give you any pills. I'm not going to give you any drugs. Go away. You wouldn't want that. So if you've got something to help people, it is your right, your duty, your obligation to sell to them, because when they pay for something, they appreciate it, they get helped, and you get rewarded, and that is the mutually beneficial gain. So it's not selling, it's servicing people first, and then there is a mutually beneficial gain.
That's a great way to look at it. It really makes a difference. So, what sorts of things should people think about in terms of how they can help people?
I actually sometimes talk about purpose. A lot of people will think, I just want to fulfill my purpose. Well, but when you look at purpose, it is the mix of your skills that you are passionate about that add value to other people and they value. So my definition, if you want to start a good business, it is, how do I use my highest skills that I am passionate about to deliver great value for which I am well rewarded? Now, if you start your business on that, then it can only grow. And a lot of people think, well, how can I best serve other people's needs? What do they need and what do they want? And how can I best serve them? It all really should start about the other person and then communicate that to them. Because a lot of people say, hey, I do this, I'm passionate about this. No, it's like, well, how can you help me? And then when you communicate the value and the transition and the transformation that you provide, then life changes.
Right. So it's very important to know what your potential customers' pain points are before you are in a position to decide whether or not you can help them, right?
Absolutely. And it's all about knowing your people. And one of the new things, we've got some great new training coming up shortly. We help people with what's called their bankable story. Your bankable story starts with the little bit, the slither of your story that is very similar to your audience. So they feel, wow, that's just like me. They've gone through that just like me, or they've helped somebody else just like me. Then what is the solution that you've created? What have you built? What are those things that you do for people that help them? And then how you help other people, and demonstrate the different ways that you've helped other people. And that's the when Harry met Sally effect. It's like, well, I'll have what they're having. So when you learn how to create a bankable story with, wow, that's just like me, that solution sounds great. You're helping those people. When you learn how to do that, yeah, your communication just changes totally.
Right. And it's about serving people, not selling yourself particularly. Because a lot of startups often get all excited about their secret sauce and they're not really listening to what their customers need. They're just telling you what they can do, and you need to connect those two.
In our training, we talk about the 3 levels of influence in selling. There's the imposed influence, how to present what you do, how to tell people what you do, how to tell people all about you. And that's I'm imposing all of this knowledge on you. Then there's the collaborative influence, which is what we teach. It's like, how do we get together to co-create a solution so they actually see the agreed, implementable value? If I was to work with you, what is the value, financial or emotive, that I will get from working with you? And that's collaborative influence. And then the ideal one is you've collaborated enough. I've had a look at it and say, wow, this is great. How do I get started with you? And that is self-influence. But most people are stuck in the imposed. How do I tell people all about what I do? How do I impose my knowledge so they make what they call an informed buying decision instead of, wow, we are working together on this. And if we did this together, here is the agreed implementable value that I'm going to get. Well, it makes sense. I've got to buy. I've got to take that next step.
Right. So, what kinds of examples do you have of working with people in that collaborative way?
Interestingly enough, and we show people how to create a visual. We call it a blueprint, so that you can actually collaborate, write on it, draw on it, do all those sorts of things. Had a life coach who was an ethnic orientated life coach, teaching people from her ethnicity to engage into the community. And she said, Steve, I've been going for 12 months and I've had to give my courses away because I couldn't sell them. And at the end of the training, she said, this is so empowering. I don't sell myself anymore. And within 2 hours, with that hand-drawn bit of paper that she'd created, she'd actually sold 2 full-priced coaching programs at $1,500 each. So she went from 0 to 3,000 by just implementing that. And take it to the other end of the scale. I had a professional salesperson come to me and said, Steve, I'm in a super competitive area now. He was selling high-end finance. And we went through exactly the same process as the young life coach. And he left a message on my phone. He said, Steve, the first time I used this with a client, I sold a $500,000 per month deal. And it's like, well, if your listeners fit somewhere between not being able to sell anything for zero to a $500,000 a month deal, then there's some examples how most people can get out of that, present and pitch mode, which I hate. I hate salespeople. And when you can collaborate and create together, it's just a wonderful way to be able to help people.
That is. It's a great way to help people. It's a great way to expand your strategic alliances and get more people to collaborate with you so that everybody can make more money in the end, right?
Clarity creates cash. Now, once you are finally clear on who you help, how you benefit them, and what it is that you do, then your business is going to grow. When your audience and prospects know who you are, what you do, and how they help you, it's going to grow even more. But more importantly, from what you just said, when your collaborators, when your strategic partners know exactly who you are, what you do, and how to tell other people about you, then your business is going to explode. Instead of saying, oh, you need to go to Steve because he is a good something. Everybody knows a good something. You got to go to Steve because he is a good coach. Well, geez, we all know 50 a good coaches, but when you become the creator of your solution and everybody has clarity, oh, you got to talk to Mary because she has the best this, that is when your business really explodes.
All right. Clarity creates cash. Way to go. We'll put some links in the chat and the comments so people can find you and get more interesting information from you as well. Thanks for coming, Steve. And I'm Mary.
Absolutely brilliant, Mary.
And I'm Mary Scott with Business Drift. I want startups to be wildly successful. One of the best things you can do to accomplish that is book a call with me and let's see how we can collaborate. And join us again next time. We're stuck. Time to improv.